Welcome to my Grace podcast. And today we're going to take about 5 minutes or less and answer a question that was sent in by Tim. Tim listens to this podcast and he heard me last week talk about another person is never the source or the solution of the pain or trouble within me. And he sent in a question to wabequestions@gmail.com and said, wait, I don't get that. There's a lot of pain in life because of relationships. How can God's grace be sufficient for me when I'm in the middle of trouble in my relationships? Well, I'm going to answer Tim's question when we come back for today's podcast. Stay with us. Okay, let's get to it. In the scripture, we see a man named Joseph whose entire family turned against him. He had 11 brothers, and they were jealous of Joseph's relationship with their dad. So they plotted to kill him. And on the day that they implemented their plot to take out Joseph, their brother, they had a change of heart and decided to sell him into slavery. They stripped him of his clothes. They took the coat off his back. They poured animal blood on it, sold Joseph to some Ishmaelites who were passing by on their way to Egypt. Then they took that bloody coat home and told their dad that Joseph had been killed by a wild animal. Now, how would you feel if you were Joseph? Hearing your brothers, while you were in the pit, contemplating killing you, changing their mind, selling you into slavery. Now you're in shackles under the watchful eyes of the Ishmaelites, going to a foreign country, the country of Egypt. How would you feel? Probably the way most of us feel when things start going poorly in our relationships. Hurt, wounded. Now, were those brothers the cause of the wound, the trouble, the pain within Joseph? People say, naturally, of course they're the cause of it. But the principle of grace says, no. Listen, whatever pain I'm feeling within, whatever turmoil and trouble is within me, people are not the source nor the solution for it. When I find my satisfaction in Jesus Christ, I'm strong enough to endure anything that comes my way. Let me show you something about Joseph on his way down to Egypt. These Ishmaelites were from Gilead. And the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 37, verse 25, on that caravan was balm from Gilead. As Joseph was being driven down into slavery, right beside him was balm from Gilead. Do you know what the balm of Gilead is? It's sap from Gilead trees. And the prophet Jeremiah used this sap as a type of the Messiah. In ancient days, you would take the balm from Gilead trees and you'd put it on wounds. You'd put it on burns. And it had almost magical powers. It would heal you. Jeremiah compares the Messiah to balm from Gilead. In fact, an ancient hymn that was sung by Christians would say this: was your soul full of wounds? Did you seek the balm of Gilead? Here's the point in closing. The only way you can find healing from the trouble or pain from any broken relationship is to look to Jesus Christ for your healing. I am who I am by the favor of God. He is good to me. He is kind to me. He watches over me. He controls all my circumstances, and He works all things for good. That's grace. Therefore, nobody else is the source or the solution for the pain or trouble within me. I must find my healing from the balm of Gilead, Jesus Christ. Join us next week as we continue to talk about God's grace to us through Jesus Christ.